same income, same city, same stage of life. Both have kids. Both are doing pretty well on paper. They each start out making about $140,000 a year as a household. Not rich, but comfortable. Over time, their income grows through normal raises and job changes. By their peak earning years, they're making between $220,000 and $250,000. From the outside, these families look almost identical, but over time, their lives start to feel very different. Let's call the first family the Parkers, the second, the Johnsons. In the early years, both families are in almost the exact same place. After taxes, they bring home roughly $100,000 a year. They spend most of it on housing, daycare, groceries, cars, and kids' expenses. At the end of the year, they each manage to save about $5,000. Then they both get a raise of about $10,000. The Parkers make a small decision. They don't try to be perfect. They just decide not to feel all of the raise. They invest about half of it. The rest, they enjoy. Better vacations, eating out a bit more. Their life improves, just not all at once. The Johnsons do what most people do. They upgrade their lifestyle. A nicer car, more convenience, more spending. That makes life easier. Nothing extreme, but that extra income disappears. 5 years in, both families are earning more, around $160,000 to $170,000. The Parkers have built a habit. Every time income increases, they direct about 30 to 40% of that increase toward their future. Over 5 years, they've invested roughly $50,000. With average returns, that's grown to about $60,000 to $65,000. They also have about $20,000 in savings. Total liquid net worth is around $80,000 to $85,000. The Johnsons have saved inconsistently. Some years $5,000, some years less. Over 5 years, they built up about $20,000 to $25,000. Most of it is sitting in cash. Same income, same life, but already a gap. 10 years in, their income is around $180,000 to $200,000. Expenses are higher for both families. The Parkers are now investing about $15,000 to $20,000 a year. Their total invested portfolio is around $250,000 to $300,000. The Johnsons are still earning well, but saving inconsistently. Their total savings and small investments are around $60,000 to $80,000. This is where things start to feel different. The Parkers feel stable. The Johnsons feel tighter than they should at this income. Now we hit year 15, college. Both families have a child heading to college. The cost is about $25,000 per year. The Parkers have been contributing steadily. They've built up around $80,000 to $100,000. They can cover a large portion without major stress. The Johnsons have about $10,000 to $15,000 saved. They now have to choose between loans, cutting back hard, or stretching their monthly finances. This is where pressure builds. Now let's go to year 25. Their income peaked between $220,000 and $250,000. Retirement is close. The Parkers kept their housing reasonable early on. They upgraded slowly. Their home is worth about $700,000, with roughly $300,000 in equity. More importantly, they invested consistently for 25 years. Their liquid investments are around 1.2 to 1.4 million dollars. So their total looks like this: liquid net worth about 1.2 to 1.4 million dollars. Primary residence equity about $300,000. They have flexibility, retirement feels possible, decisions feel calm. The Johnsons made a different set of trade-offs. Around year 8 or 9, they upgraded to a larger home, higher mortgage, higher ongoing costs. Their home is now worth about $900,000 with roughly $450,000 in equity. But those higher housing costs limited their ability to invest consistently. Their liquid investments are around $300,000 to $450,000. So their total looks like this: liquid net worth about $300,000 to $450,000. Primary residence equity about $450,000. On paper, both families have built wealth, but the experience is completely different. The Parkers have assets they can use, investments that generate income, flexibility in how they live and retire. The Johnsons have more wealth tied up in their home, less liquidity, fewer options, more dependence on continued income. And again, this didn't come from one big mistake. It came from small decisions repeated over time. The Parkers didn't avoid lifestyle upgrades. They just controlled the pace. The Johnsons didn't do anything irresponsible. They just let their lifestyle expand without clear limits. So if you're watching this, this isn't about judging either family. It's about awareness. Because most people think big financial decisions matter most: buying a house, big investments, major milestones. But in reality, it's the small, repeated choices that shape everything. What you do with a raise, how much margin you keep, whether you decide ahead of time or react later. That's what creates the gap. You don't need to be perfect to change your path. You just need to be intentional. The next time your income goes up, pause. Decide where it goes before it disappears. Even directing 30% toward your future can completely change the outcome. Because over 5 years, it creates a gap. Over 15 years, it changes your experience. Over 25 years, it changes your options. And that difference starts way earlier than most people think. Please like, share, and subscribe to Minivan Millionaire Plan if this imaginary but real life resembling story resonates with you. See you in the next one.